Well then, it's time to review the Sonic the Hedgehog action figure from the of action figure companies.
Take it easy, it's just a Sonic action figure.
That's right. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Jazwares 3.75 inch scale Modern Sonic figure from many releases throughout many years. To be honest, I have no idea which one this is. That's how many times they've re-released this figure. So as you can see before you there, we are going to be reviewing the Jazwares Modern Sonic figure. There isn't really much to say about him, so I guess I'll just discuss his box. I don't have it. The thing is, this was through 2 households before I got him. One of my friends, who I've been friends with since elementary school, it was originally his, then he traded it away with another one of my friends, and that friend of mine gave it to me a few years ago, I want to say now. So in terms of the box, I have no idea which version this is. My best bet is that this is the one that came with the spinner thingamajiggy, but even then, that's a stretch. So in terms of the box, there are numerous versions of this guy out there.
No, sir!
I think I might just throw a whole bunch of pictures of him up on screen, but there were just a bunch of this guy out there. If you're a Sonic fan from 2009 to 2014, I guarantee you at least had one copy of this figure laying around if you were into collecting figures. I do have one of his variants on hand, which I am planning on selling, so I'll just grab that real quick. Just to give you an idea, this is the 2014 re-release of the figure, the very last one that was ever released. Got him in a single card, and I'm not gonna beat around the bush. This guy is absolute trash. He arrived like this, mind you. Yeah, the elbows are really flimsy. Leg is really flimsy. Just a generally poor build. I'd say this guy is significantly better, which just kind of goes to show, even though I like the Jazwares Sonic line, it was very luck of the draw. A lot of these guys you could get mixed quality control with. I am very aware of that. Some of them just break fresh out of the box, others will last years. Again, this guy has been around for like 8 years at this point. He has survived 8 years through 3 different households without a single break. Very fortunate little guy. A little trooper here. We salute you, Sonic. In terms of paint and sculpt, this Sonic is actually very well done. His eyes are a little sloppy. You can see there the green doesn't exactly line up with the white of his eyes, and the muzzle doesn't exactly line up. There's a little black mark on his face. A lot of this stuff is actually fixable. You actually can fix paint slops like this. It's actually very easy to fix. I know it doesn't involve dremeling the figure down. I don't recommend you do that at all. I've got mad respect for D-Star 01. Don't do that to your figures though. Just don't do it. It's not worth the risk. Definitely see the sculpt work is pretty good. There's some seam lines, but that's bound to happen. The spikes are very accurate. They're not sharp, but they don't need to be. This was manufactured for
Not babies!
after all. Nowadays it's being collected by adults because holy fuck nuts, this thing is rare as all hell. It's probably one of the only really good Sonic action figure lines out there. It actually had a complete lineup of characters.
Not a fish trying to throw they book at the crook, but I shook they worm and they hook.
His smile, Sonic's mouth is very well sculpted. The arms are a little weird. They're a little more muscular than I would have liked. They're more like Man-Hog the Sonic. If you want an articulate Sonic figure, this is pretty much one of the sacrifices that needed to be made in order to get that going. Unless you wanted to have those crappy swivel cuts they had towards the end of the line, which was, those were awful. Just, if you see any of those on eBay, just know. Hand is sculpted into a fist, which is pretty good. Looks pretty good. Again, a little mold line, but I mean, this guy is only 3 inches tall, so a lot of stuff is probably going to go unnoticed when he's on display. A little bit of sloppy paint around the stomach there, but not awful. And then his shoes are pretty well sculpted. They look like how they should. A little bit of marks on him, but again, he's old. He's lasted 8 years. It's not awful. Like I said earlier, there is a variant of this guy that came out earlier that did not have a peg hole stand at all. That version, to my knowing, is far more rare than this one. This one, I don't know which one. Again, I don't know which one this is. I'm guessing it was the 20th anniversary one, but I could, again, wrong on that. Tread, shoes are sculpted well. There's some copyright information engraved into it. The ears are sculpted very well. Again, 3 inches tall. This detail is all sculpted. It's crazy. Very good figure indeed. So let's jump into the articulation, not wasting any more time. In terms of the articulation, Sonic has a swivel cut at the head, which I'm not going to force it. That's about as far as I'm willing to push it. Torso is pretty tight on mine. It does go from side to side relatively easily. The arm moves up about that high. It swivels on a hinge on the inside. It swivels on the mushroom to the peg on the inside. There's a hinge for the elbow, which is pretty good. Then we have a wrist swivel, I'm being very careful with. This guy is very small. Then the legs, they're a little loose on this one. They don't flop around awfully, but when they do flop, they do cause some balance issues due to the fact that this is entirely solid plastic. Leg can kick up about that high. Not an awful range by any means. You can definitely get some running poses going. And his knee bends that far downwards for some reason. This is a mystery that I'll probably be taking to my grave. These things could bend inward. This wasn't just on Sonic. I have Shadow and his elbows do the exact same thing. And then it also carries over to this side as well. Don't understand why they were able to do that, but they were. In terms of the ankle, it's relatively tight, but it does move. In terms of articulation, this Sonic is probably the best you're going to get in 1/12 scale. And I have checked, this is 1/12 scale. Sonic is about 3 feet tall. This figure being 3 inches tall, he pretty much scales perfectly with your 1/12 scale collection. So if you honestly wanted a Sonic in 1/12 scale, this guy does the job just fine. So let's move on to my final thoughts. So in terms of my final thoughts on this figure, he is definitely pretty good for this scale. And in terms of just general Sonic figures, this guy isn't too bad. I mean, it's probably the best one we've seen in a while as far as articulate figures go. My eyes, he beats the Tommy one out by a long shot. So if you want to get an articulate Sonic figure for 1/12 scale, this guy is the way to go. So that about wraps it up for this review. Given how rare these figures are nowadays, because the line is out of print, Jazwares no longer has the license to Sonic. Good luck trying to get your hands on any of these guys. They are pretty hard to track down. From what I've been able to gather, some of them didn't even last a week on store shelves, particularly Free Riders Knuckles. That thing is insanely rare. I've only seen one listing of it recently, and it sold for $100 mint on card. So beware, these guys are very hard to find, and some of them have better quality control than others. I've seen some bad ones out there, but if you can get a good one, it's definitely worthwhile, especially given their retail price of about $7 a pop. You really couldn't go wrong. They're far superior to anything Tommy put out, in my honest opinion. You can fight me all you want, you can say all you want, I just think these guys were generally better, more visually appealing, and honestly overall more game accurate. But enough of me rambling. Final verdict: if you want an articulate Sonic, go for it. This thing is pretty damn good. Anyways, this has been WM20, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.